Hey, what's up guys, my name is Cameron Gallagher, and today I'm going to talk about why the GH5 is still the best camera on the market, so let's get into it. So big shout out to Technical Sync. They sent me this cool hat. Actually, I'm doing a review on their units right now. They're not a sponsor, but be sure to go check out their stuff and subscribe for that video coming up soon. But today we're talking about the GH5 and why I still think it is the best camera to buy in 2018 in this holiday season and going into 2019. So if you didn't see, about a year ago, I made a video talking about why I bought the GH5 and sort of my process behind why I bought it and why I think it was a great camera, and pretty much all that stands up today. So let's get to the 6 reasons why I think the GH5 is still the best camera out there today. So disclaimer, this is from my experience, and I'm not saying that this is the perfect camera for anyone, but I am just saying that I do think the GH5 is completely relevant here in 2018 and into 2019, and unless some miraculous camera comes out that completely beats any of it, I really think it's going to be one of the best cameras for the price on the market. Reason number 1 is obvious, and it's going to be comparable to most of these, and is the price. And it's sort of going to be where I compare most of these other features to, is what you're getting for the price. Right now, you can pick up the GH5 for about $1,500 when it's on sale, and you can get it even cheaper if you're buying a used model. I totally recommend looking into a used model. Buying used is one of the best things you can do, especially in this filmmaking world where an upgrades move even faster. Number 2 is the fact that you have 4K and UHD at 10-bit internally. This isn't a feature that you really can't find until you get to upper cinema cameras that are in the $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 range. Now granted, there are some cameras that do have things like RAW, like the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 4K, and certain things like that, but of course there's some other downsides to those cameras. Now along with 10-bit, you also get up to 400 megabytes per second all intra codec, as well as an anamorphic shooting mode. Now that's something really special because a lot of other cameras, including the Blackmagic Pocket 4K Cinema camera, don't have an all-eye codec, as well as don't have an anamorphic shooting mode. So if you're looking to shoot anamorphic on a budget, the GH5 is by far the best camera to use. On to number 3, and that's unlocking the GH5 with a speed booster. Now if you're someone who hasn't used a speed booster before, I completely 100% recommend this in any way I possibly can to everyone. Basically, a speed booster turns your GH5 sensor into something between full frame and APS-C. One of the gripes I see about the GH5 is its small sensor, but when you look at using a Metabone speed booster, you're gaining more light, a larger sensor, meaning you have better depth of field, and you're creating what pretty much Sony has with all the benefits of a better color system and all the better codecs built inside. On to number 4, and then it's frame rates. You're getting up to 60 frames per second in UHD and up to 180 frames in full HD. Now, if you haven't used these, it's amazing. The 4K 60 is so nice and is great for great, B-roll that you're using for corporate or music videos or all that kind of stuff, and I pretty much use it non-stop. And having up to 180 frames in HD is really awesome when you're wanting to do those super slow motion shots, maybe of water or action sports, and I've used it quite a few times and it's really come in handy. And again, it's something at this price point that a lot of cameras do not offer. Now on to number 5, and this is kind of a little bit of a two-piece here, and that's the full HDMI port, as well as the audio adapter that you can buy and the audio input just in general. So having a full HDMI on the camera is really nice because a lot of these companies are putting these like small micro HDMI and these like proprietary HDMI, which is really annoying because you end up having to buy more cables and adapters. And this is nice, you can just have a full HDMI cable and send it to a monitor, whether it's over to SDI or full HDMI. I mean, I could run a cable to my TV back there if I really wanted to. And kind of going along with this IO is the fact that you can actually adapt the audio interface, which you have to buy separately, but you can easily just clip it onto the top and your GH5 becomes more like a C100 for a lot less. Now, although I haven't used this audio adapter, everything I've heard has been really great, and the fact that you can do it running gun, it's powered off the camera's battery, so you don't actually have to have an external power source. Those things are just amazing if you're doing types of documentary work or something along those lines. And actually, the microphone input really isn't that bad, and you can get some pretty good in-camera sound, and I use it all the time. And on to number 6 is the mount. Now, a lot of people actually hate Micro Four Thirds, but I think that's actually a wrong way to look at it. Micro Four Thirds is one of the most adaptable mounts, probably the most adaptable mount type that there is. Now, due to the flange distance between the lens and the sensor, it allows you to adapt a lot of other mounts, such as Canon EF, Nikon F mount, PL mount. So not only do you get the awesome small, super lightweight Micro Four Thirds lenses that you can always use, but when you get things like a Metabone speed booster, then suddenly you unlock EF and Nikon F mounts, and then you can even adapt PL when it comes to using anamorphic or high-end cinema glass. So although people think having a Micro Four Thirds sensor and a Micro Four Thirds mount is not a good thing, with things like a speed booster and the ability to adapt any glass, I think it becomes really just a kind of all-encompassing camera. Now, one of the biggest competitors that I see against the GH5 is the Blackmagic 4K Pocket Cinema camera. Now, although the specs and footage look very good from this camera, one of the things that kind of just holds me back from taking a look at it or possibly thinking about moving in and out is realistically, it's basically a GH5. It does most of the things that the GH5 does, with the exclusion of raw recording. So really for me, someone who owns a GH5, I would never see any need to go to the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. Now, if you're someone who's just coming from a cheaper DSLR and you've never used a cinema camera, maybe the Blackmagic 4K Pocket is great for you. But I would say if you're someone who owns a GH5, I probably wouldn't go for the Pocket 4K. The other thing is things like the Pocket 4K have a lot of issues when it comes to like battery life and a lot of different other small things. And also don't forget, the GH5 is an amazing photo camera as well. So if you're someone like me who does both photo and video, it really helps that you have both of those options to work from. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my kit link below that goes over all the equipment that I have and all the equipment that I use. And it really helps out the channel because when you purchase something, I get a small commission that is at no cost to you. And it really helps out the channel and lets us kind of get some stuff to review and check out. So anyway guys, be sure to stay tuned for that Tentacle Sync timecode video coming up very soon. I think you're going to be very interested in that. I'm very excited to share that with you. And anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys later.